Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Miss Bliss, and today is day 18 of 40 days of aesthetic Mehendi design. So today's design is called as Minar design. One of the most popular designs. You may find many such designs on Pinterest and on Instagram, and it had been very trending for a while, and it looks very beautiful if done on anyone's hand. Now let's start with first 4 lines. Whenever you are starting any design, always start with 4 lines, and the middle 2 lines should be filled in the way I have done. Okay, and then we'll do on both the sides humps. Make sure the lines are very neat and take some time, go slow, but make sure that the lines are straight and even. Now we are going to do tiny, neat humps. Never rush while doing these small elements because they are the one that will give actual look to your entire design. So this is the base that I am trying to finish off. Now we have already finished with the below humps. Then we will be doing one spiral in the middle. See, the spiral always start from outside going towards the inside, and then a dot. Dot should be quite visible, and then again on it will be doing humps the way I have done here, slowly but neatly. This design again we will finish in 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so yes, on top of it we'll be doing bigger humps, but as you can see, the top is thicker and the adjacent lines are thinner, so this gives a quite balance to the flower. Okay, so this flower is also very important, but to understand where to put thick and thin lines. Now on both the sides of the flower we'll be adding spiral humps to fill up the space, and then on top of it, of the spiral, we will be doing an outline that's dark. Now between the flower and the spiral we'll be adding leaves and dot the way I have done here. Now what to remember in such things is that everything is aligned, okay, because this is a design where if you are not symmetrical you may not give that elegant look to your design. So symmetry is very important in these designs. As you can see, my 3 spirals are in line, okay, and the leaves also that I'll be making right now will be in line, and then dots. As you can see, now one more leaf pattern will be doing in the middle. So my base is complete. As you can see, now this looks like a band. You can also do a bracelet design over here, and when you're doing someone's front hand you can continue the same design ahead as well. Okay, and now again we cannot leave the line like that only, so I'm doing tiny humps on top of it, and then on top of it we'll be doing bigger humps. Okay, slightly bigger humps. After doing both of these, this is a basic pattern that you can follow in any design. Whether you are doing Arabic designs also, you can do this band and then carry with your Arabic design, or you can do any Indian design also with this base. Okay, whenever you want to start any design, so keep 2-3 bases in mind. I do like that only. I know 2-3 bases, and if someone tells I want very barik design as we say, so then I start my base like this only. If I have seen my students also, they face one problem, that is they know how to apply Mehendi, but sometimes they don't know what design to start off with. So it's very important that you know how to start your base with. Now from here the actual design is going to start. Spiral with humps, and then always make the last spiral look a little bit thicker, because in that way you are giving it more emphasis the way I have done right now, and it looks very neat also. Okay, in Mehendi, neatness should be your top priority. Then on top of it we are going to do this Dubai style flower over here. I'm doing directly, but if you're not comfortable doing directly, you can also make semicircle the way I have done right now and then fill it up. And as I mentioned in my last video also, that always go for 5 petals whenever you're doing any flower. Okay, minimum start with 5 petals, not lesser than that. Avoid. Now comes the actual Minar design. So here you can see I'm first taking the measurements or just doing it lightly, so I don't end up erasing stuff, because this is something, the more easier this looks, the difficult it is, and to get symmetry over here it becomes very difficult. As you can see, I have made 2 loops or dome shaped on both the sides, and then in between I have made this Minar type figure. And now we have to fill up inner thing, but we cannot fill up the entire thing because we need the minar to be seen clearly. So just see how am I filling up the space without merging things up. Okay, now yes, I will be covering that entire hum thing with my hum, spiral and rose design alternately. Now here I have done rose design, so now here I'll take simple design, so that I'm keeping a balance between heavy and light design. Okay, so again I'll be taking a rose right now. So this is adjacent rose flower design. Okay, you can do all roses also, but if you're confident that you won't merge things up, then only go for it. Otherwise, go for alternating. I always choose alternate because that keeps a balance, and then once the design is complete, you can see the difference. Okay, so again here I'll be taking rose, and like this I will complete the entire circle or semicircle, you can say. After finishing this entire thing, you will be going for, we can still feel something is incomplete. And what's that? Leaves. Don't forget to do the leaves towards the upside. As you can see, that we'll do that between every two rows and spiral design. And then if you find any gappings, you can still add detailed elements. Detailing is very important. You don't miss out anything, and you don't miss out any gap. So here I have shown each and every step, so you can follow it and accordingly practice it. At the end, I'll be also showing the original design that I did on my client's hand, so keep watching till the end. Now this is very important. Here you need to go real slow, and you need to make this thick line. Make sure that in one go only you put the lines neatly and in proper shape. There are chances that here you may find yourself in trouble, because getting the right shape with the outline, sometimes it becomes really difficult. The more easier this design looks, the difficult it is when you come on this part. Now, as we always do, thicker line accompanied by a thinner line, a border line, and then accompanied by hums. So this is a pattern that you should never forget. Again, we'll be doing these tiny hums over here, and according to the shape, you have to do the hums. I've seen people not going according to the shape. They will do hums in a line. That is wrong. So as the curve falls, you have to take your hums also in that direction. Once we are done here we are doing double minar design. So as you can see, I'm taking the measurements, and I'll be doing one more pattern here, but this time these semicircles will be bigger in size. And see how we have made this even on both the ends. Now we'll fill up the design as we had done earlier, but this time we are taking another flower. We are taking the flower that we used for our base. The same one we'll be taking. Again, we'll take the last spiral, and now we'll be taking bigger hums, with top being the thicker line. Yes, be very neat over here. Go slow, make a spiral, make a hump. Yes, similarly as we had done earlier, but this time we are not taking the roses, we are only taking spirals and hums. You can take roses if you want to, it's completely your choice, or you can take any design you want to. There's no, you can take only hums or only spirals. 3 spiral design you can take. Here it's completely your choice. Whatever you feel is convenient for you, you can go for this. Okay, but here I'm taking only because I feel that, you know, the design, if it is very small, it looks very beautiful on the inner side especially. So I mostly go for spirals and hump towards the top. Once you are done with this design, then eventually what are you going to follow that we did earlier is the leaves. But here we'll do a little bit different in leaves. You can check it out on the top, because we want a triangle shape to be formed, a certain angle to be formed, and therefore we have to make the leaves accordingly. To at the top, let it come. I'll take 2 marvis, and those 2 marvis, in between there will be leaf. Check this properly. 1 marvi, second marvi, and then 3 leaves will be taking. Okay, and spaces where I feel is empty, I'll be adding 1 or 2 leaves. And now comes again the difficult part wherein you need to fill up this, need to make a border, but make sure the border is not thick towards the edges, towards the walls. As you can see, the walls are not thick, only the top part of it I have kept thick, rest is thin. The walls especially are thin when they are meeting. When two shapes are meeting, we keep it thin, okay, so they don't merge with one another and the design can be seen clearly. Yes, again thin and then thick, just like this. Okay, so you can see the shape coming. Now again we have done the thick line. On top of it we'll be doing a thinner line, again accompanied with humps. So this is something you need to fix in your mind: a thicker line, thinner line, and then very tiny humps. Okay, this is only to, you know, make the design look finished, finishing, and to look neat. Okay, so last, if you will see, I have shared the image. I had done this for one of my Nika brides. I remember it was like 2 or 3 months back, and she absolutely loved the design, and more than her, I loved it. So I also did it once on my hands. I always wanted to, but I can only do it on my left hand, so sometimes it looks a bit funny. If it such designs, symmetry only looks good. Like if you do it same on both the hands, then only it looks good. Otherwise, it looks a bit off, or same pattern you can do. Okay, so there is this one more design in the same pattern that I'll be sharing soon, but for today we have only this pattern. And even if you go and check my Instagram account, there are many such designs like this with different patterns. I've also given my Instagram in my description. You can go below and check it out. If you want, you can also share me your designs, so if there are any mistakes, I can tell you to rectify. Yes, as you can see here, we have taken roses, spirals, and humps. On the fingers, I always go dark. As you can see, I've kept this balance. The base I've kept heavy, then the middle part is light, and again the top part is heavy. Why I do this? Because fingers, you always get good color as compared to the other part of the hand. Okay, so I make sure that my fingers are, my client fingers are always heavy. And you know, like roses, they give really good color, and your topmost hand is the part of your mehendi that can be seen the most. So when you get color over there, it looks really beautiful. Okay, that is why I chose to take rose on the upper side of the fingers and not in the middle. Okay, and then accompanied by leaves. As you can see, my leaves, I have taken 5 leaves, two on the adjacent sides and one at the top. Now I'll take the last design. First I'll give the outline so I don't make any mistakes, and then I'll do a thicker one. Only the top should be the thick, the walls of the design should be thin. Again accompanied by lines and humps. This is very essential part. Now you can see I'm taking the humps really small, and on top of it we are taking bigger humps. Then we'll shade it, color it completely. All these fingers, I'll be doing the same design to maintain the symmetrical part of my design. I will not go for different designs on each fingers, because that will fail the entire purpose of my design. So these small things you need to understand very carefully, that we cannot go with different designs when we are doing designs that have the same elements in them. So as you can see, I have done the same thing on all the fingers, and now the remaining fingers, as you can see, I will only go with very small designs, and that is spirals. I'll cover the remaining part of the finger with spirals. Spirals look really beautiful on fingers, and they give really good color, especially on top of the fingers. If you want, if someone wants top, you can color this part also for them, as I have done it on my client's hand. I'll share the image shortly. So there are different ways you can cover the finger. It's up to you. If the client wants color, you can add color. If they want checks, you can do checks. The choice is yours. So yeah, we are done with today's design. I hope you liked my design, and now you can see the actual design.